Good morning, Unity of Walnut Creek. How's everybody doing? How are you doing online? Great to have you with us. The sun is coming out outside. We have Miss Carol Manson here
My mic hot.
to join us in singing. Yes. So please rise in body or spirit. Join us in singing. My soul is welcome here. That's right. You got the clapping going. We're good.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Y'all heat it up now. Let's get it. Let's go. I'm in the right place to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Woo! Thank you, choir.
Good morning. 14 years ago, when I walked in Unity, that was the song we sang. I knew I was home. Woo! I'm Danae Legan, and welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek.
And my name is Don Shaw. Welcome to our Sunday morning service. Best welcoming song ever, I think.
Yes.
And this is the first Sunday in February, so we all know what this is.
Birthday Sunday!
Black History Month! It's Black History Month, and we acknowledge that, Black history is American history. There's no difference, and we honor it, and we bless it, and we're going to celebrate it all month long, right? Yes. Also, on a lesser note, it is Birthday Sunday. So,
If your birthday's in February, please stand so we can acknowledge you. And if you're at home, stand up.
look at all of these February
We're gonna sing
babies.
Pisces.
Happy birthday, dear friends.
Take it away, Maestro.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you.
We want to greet and bless everyone who is watching online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we are grateful you're with us. Thank you for joining us. Now, please join me in welcoming our guest soloist, Carol Manson. She is joined by Tyler on keyboard, Dusty on bass, and Dan on drums. And Lisa is our Unity song leader today. Thank you for sharing your music with us.
Reverend Kristen will be joined today by Reverend Vicki Elder right here. Reverend Vicki has served as a consultant to our Board of Trustees and will be our go-to minister during Kristen's sabbatical. Today, Reverend Kristen and Reverend Vicki will have a conversation about love and leadership.
Before we begin, I invite you to turn your phones to silent as we enjoy this sacred service together.
Let's take a moment to be grateful for the land that our center rests upon. Oh, that's still me. This is Bay Miwok and Ohlone land, as we all know.
We honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today and are grateful for those who stewarded this land before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
I never get tired of saying this. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world, and let's say this together, our vision for the world is,
we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness. Our mission is who we have come here to be, and let's say this together too. We are a loving, inclusive community expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. Our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
And I invite the ushers to come forward. I see we have Mike, who's on the job.
Yes.
If you are with us for the first time, welcome. We are so glad you're here. That's why we sang that opening song. Your soul is welcome here.
That's right.
If you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so we may give you a welcome packet. Hello.
Welcome.
Anyone else?
Okay.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you with us today. We invite you to visit our Welcome Center bookstore and cafe directly across the patio after the service, where you can receive a welcome gift. And please stick around and visit a little bit. Rain or shine, we'll be here to chat up anybody who is here for the first time.
Connection cards are available in the welcome packet, also in the seat packet in front of you. They're for everyone. And with this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information. So please place your card in the basket with the offering. For those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page. We have a few activities to highlight this week.
Your Board of Trustees invites you to a community gathering today at about 1:15 in the community room. This will be a circle format to engage in an attraction visioning led by Reverend Vicki, and to hear your questions and provide updates on Kristen's sabbatical plans and Unity finances. Join us to get connected and engaged, and bring a snack or lunch to eat during the meeting, along with your questions, feedback, and ideas.
Do you love to sing?
I did that first service.
I know you do. Well, if you love to sing, lift.
Probably singing, Don.
It's the Dawn and Danae show, okay?
Hey, I'm right on the verge of singing at the community meeting this afternoon, so
Be careful.
stay tuned.
Yeah.
So, lift your voice and share in the joy of singing in Community in Unity's choir. The spring choir session includes 6 weeks of rehearsal, and it's not actually 6 solid weeks, 7 days a week. It's 1 day a week for 6 weeks, and a performance on Easter Sunday. What could be more fun than that? It begins on Thursday, February 22nd, which is still a couple weeks out, at 7 p.m., and it's right here in the sanctuary. So for more information and to sign up,
Go ahead.
are we going to introduce as our choir director here today?
Yes. Yes, she is. Please stand. I know you won't be seen on screen, but that's
Oh,
going to be our new
Sandra
member.
is here.
Woo!
I've seen the demo tape, and she's fantastic.
Oh, are you? Oh, okay. Reverend Kristen's going to introduce you.
Well, case of premature introduction. She made me
Okay.
do it.
For more information and registration for all of our events, please see our website, and you may visit our welcome table, which is now sort of dry, for flyers. And now I would like to invite Susan Angelos to the platform so she can share exciting news about Unity's crab feed.
Now, wait a minute, we got to make this formal. So we're having a crab feed. And today is going to, you can get your tickets in the dry community room after service. Or you can get them next week, but next week there might be a football game. So. And in case you're you might want to watch it from home or other places. Tickets are also available on the Unity website through Eventbrite. And if you're not feeling crabby, there is pasta, garlic bread, chicken, gluten-free options, all by our fabulous men's group. A no-host bar with wine. There will be a corkage feed if you want to bring your own. Speaking of bring your own, we will not be providing bibs. So bring your own bib, apron, tarp, raincoat, whatever you feel you need to the event. And we will have crab, obviously. We will have an amazing dessert auction, like we always have. We will have raffle baskets. And the evening would never be complete without dancing with DJ Old School, spinning the tunes. So I hope you'll join us. I will be there and intend to eat my share of crab. And now, Reverend Kristen has a special ceremony to share.
Thank you, Susan. And I just want to tag Susan's message with, the game does not start till 2, so you have plenty of time. 3, you have plenty of time to come to Unity. So do come and then go to the game, okay? So speaking of this choir that we're so excited, Sandra, come back up again. So we are so thrilled. So thrilled. I mean, can we have a drum roll, Dan? Oh, he's busy right now. He's got earplugs in. He's doing all kinds of stuff. That's okay. We have been waiting for you for a very long time. So Sandra has an amazing resume of experience directing choirs. One of my favorite answers to the interview was, "What's your style?" And it was firm, fun, and I forget what the other word was. Fair. Firm, fun, and fair. I thought, well, who wouldn't want to come and hang out with somebody who's firm, fun, and fair? As your choir director. Yeah, it is so perfect. So anyway, she's had tons of experience as a community choir director for John Muir Hospital. I think you're recently working on cabaret with some high school students, and she's a vocal coach, and she's just a fabulous human being who we are just so thrilled. And I want to honor once again Lisa Snorton Phelps, who said, "I don't really have the time. I've never been a choir director, even though I'm the music director, but we need to get this thing going." And so for the last year, she was our choir director, and we are so grateful. So Sandra, do you want to step up and share a few words of?
Sure.
Okay. Is this going to?
In your way? No, I will. Okay. So, thank you. It's actually not in my way, but I'm normally not in front of the audience talking about me. I'm talking about the music and the choir. So I had to write a couple of notes. I can gab on once I get into something, but I don't intend to do that right now. So speaking of intention, one of the things that I was asked, like, what is it about choir directing you like, which is probably what you want to know. Anytime you have a team effort of something, but I think particularly with choirs, when everybody has the same intention at the same time, just like here, right? That's truly meaningful. But when it comes out in song, you get to not only know that, oh yeah, they have the same intention at the same time, but you hear it because you have to pay attention, right? Just like an orchestra or something like that, but with the song, with the sound, with ensemble song. Well, first of all, the voice is the only instrument connected to the brain. So it's connected directly to your emotion and your thoughts. And so you gotta be focused when you sing, right? So you get out of all the busyness of life and all the thinking and judging and whatever else is you're doing when you leave the building. But you know, as we come in and we create this beautiful sound together. But one of the things I do love about choir and with the choirs I've worked with isn't getting a bunch of professional singers. It's actually getting people, hey, you know, if you can sing this pitch, okay, good, come on, join us. And now we're going to develop. And I love developing the choir from the inside out. I love working with the voice and talking about vocal technique with the individual voice to develop the beautiful ensemble sound. And it's about the ensemble sound because maybe you don't have professional singers, which is fine, which is actually almost better. You don't have a bunch of soloists trying to stick out. So, but when you have, but the acoustics of ensemble singing, when people they just do that basic thing of singing somewhere around the pitch,
and the basic rhythm. The acoustics, right, the overtones come together. And I love that. And I love developing, and I love helping and guiding, not just teaching and learning, because I'm always in the learning stage. And so hopefully everybody is, because when you stop learning, you stop living. So when I'm learning, or one of the things I love is getting to know the individuals and their individual voices, and then bringing the best out of that individual so that we have the best ensemble sound. And then by the time you get to the ensemble sound, you've got this exponential growth of this gorgeous sound. So even if maybe you hit that one beautiful chord in a half an hour of singing, but man, it was a spiritual experience because you feel it. You feel it. And it's like, we live for that. So singing and choral ensemble isn't about, right, it's not an ends to a means, or means to an end, means to an end. It is the end itself. It is coming together. It's community. It's fun. It's joyful. And then you're learning and you're developing this thing that you get to present to your loved ones in your community. And okay, I think I've probably spoken enough, but I really look forward to working with your ensemble. Thank you. And I love Unity. I can't tell you the whole story about discovering this church, this community. It would take hours, as Lisa can tell you. It was, yeah, but the divine timing, and you are where you're supposed to be. What a great, man, I was just like asking for a sign of something, anything, and that was it. I'm like, this beautiful opening song. Anyway, thank you. I look forward to
Thank you. Bless you. Welcome. She sings, she speaks, she teaches, she directs. Right, and all those things. So we have a beautiful ceremony for you today, which is, we get to do this a few times a year, and that is to welcome our new members. And so I'd like to invite forward Carmen Alcaraz, Ben Cabal, Alma Patter-Williams, and Todd Williams. Just next to Ben there is good. Next to your husband, if you don't mind, Alma. Is that okay? Will that work? Well, these amazing individuals were part of a much larger Unity Basics class this round that we had a lot of really lively discussion in. And I just want to remind everybody what membership is about here at Unity. It is about a commitment, of course, to this community, as well as a commitment to their own personal growth and spiritual growth and expression of the divine. And so by welcoming the four of you into membership at Unity of Walnut Creek, we recognize your desire to know the divine, to understand, love, and live by our spiritual principles, and your desire to take responsibility for your own awakening, to consciously commune with Spirit in prayer. Your desire to support Unity of Walnut Creek with your presence, your participation, your prayers, your talents, your services, your tithes. Bring it all. We're happy to have your engagement here. And so to all of you, I'd like to ask if you are ready and willing to accept these responsibilities and to dedicate yourself to the principles. Please say, I am. I am. And we have two phases of our spiritual ceremony. One is, it's kind of like an affirmative prayer. There's a release, and then there's an affirmation. And the release is the water baptism. It is a letting go of any spiritual beliefs or anything that might be standing in the way to the next level, the next stepping in, what this commitment means to each of these. And the water that is used, I always get water from a very pure and holy source. And so our water is a local holy and pure source. It comes from the headwaters of the Sacramento River at Mount Shasta, where a lot of ceremony takes place. So really beautiful and blessed water. And then we'll follow that with our spoken affirmation of commitment. Now I invite us to read together our affirmation. And for those of you who are already members, maybe just taking this into your heart as a reaffirmation, renewal of your membership. Together, I affirm my dedication to Unity spiritual principles as I understand them and my willingness to seek, learn, and express them. I affirm my intent to behold and honor the divine spirit in others and myself, and to love, welcome, and include to the best of my ability. I affirm my commitment to honor my body, soul, and our earth home by living in wholeness and unity with all life. I affirm my practice of prayer and meditation, seeking daily quiet times and remembering others in my prayers. I affirm my commitment to be supportive and engaged member of this spiritual community by sharing my gifts of sacred service and financially contributing on a regular basis to support our spiritual home. That was sort of like Zoom, when we all are just like one pace off. It was beautiful, though, as unique individual expressions of the divine, right? So for the congregation, I have a commitment for you to make to these new members. Are you now affirming your dedication to support these new members in their own spiritual growth, to welcome them fully into this family, and to behold the divine in them? If so, please say, I am. I am. We are gifting our new members with a spiritual book and a certificate. Don Shaw, one of our board members, is distributing those and welcoming you. He was also part of our Unity Basics class, as were Richard Flonder, our board president, and some other longtime members. And so in recognition of the divine within each of you, we invite you to receive our final blessing in song, an original song written by Lisa for this purpose.
I was enjoying this so much, I almost forgot I had a job to do, too. Because I was reaffirming my own membership at the same time as appreciating all of you for your commitment. So let's all sing this. We should have some lyrics. Here we go, yes. I behold divine in you, and I'm warmed by the flame in your heart. Oh, today you join our family, and we thank you for all that you are. Sing that again. I behold divine in you, and I'm warmed by the flame in your heart. Oh, today you join our family, and we thank you for all that you are. Love binds us all. Love binds us all. Love binds us all. Love binds us all. I behold divine in you, and I'm warmed by the flame in your heart. Oh, today you join our family, and we thank you for all that you are. Keep shining your light. Keep shining your light. Keep shining your light. One more time. Keep shining your light.
Let's say this all together. Welcome home. Welcome home. Well, I want to just give a shout out to my sister Kay and brother-in-law Larry, who are in the audience, so you can welcome them a little bit later. So now we're going to move into a time of meditation, and let's do that by starting with our statement of faith. Just taking a pause. I know we're already in our hearts, so we don't need to go anywhere. There we are. Well, let's just speak this together. If Brenly can find the slide. There she is. Together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We'll begin with some music and guided meditation, followed by silence.
Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul.
And so into the arms of the Mother, the Father God, we return. Into the arms of our beloved companion. Into the arms of the source of our inspiration. The power and the presence of infinite love. Home. And so with every breath, a deepening into the very essence every breath an opportunity to know that truth of the scripture. Beyond understanding, the kind of peace that we experience. The peace that passes all understanding. into that deep, abiding joy that is here at all times, regardless of circumstance. That is the land of our soul. Let us rest here for a few moments in the silence. In this we affirm and realize that we never leave this land of the soul. We never leave this spiritual ground. We just forget. But every deliberate breath to return to the depths of our hearts puts us right back here, in peace that passes all understanding, and joy that dwells within and beneath every circumstance, and a love that loves us beyond measure, that encompasses us with love, that fills us with love, that carries us through our days, that extends so easily and effortlessly from us in every direction around the planet. That love is the way in which we move and have our being upon this earth. Thank you, God, for reminding us that just a breath is a return to the remembrance of who we are and why we're here. And so it is.
Return again, please join me. Return again, return to the land of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. One more time. Return again, return again, return to the land of your soul. Establishing the groove, y'all. Getting in the zone. Well, they give in preparation for the Queen, and they line their sidewalks in every sort of shiny thing. They will be surprised when they hear her say, hey, take me to the alley. Oh, now I want you to take me to the afflicted ones. Take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their way. Let me hear them say, I am your friend. Hey, come to my table. Rest here in my garden. You will have a pardon now. You will have a pardon. Take me to the alley. Take me to the afflicted ones. Take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their way. Let me hear them say, I am your friend. Come on to my table. Rest in my garden. You will have a pardon. They will be surprised when they hear her say, take me to the alley. I want you to take me to the afflicted ones. Take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their way. Let me hear you say, I am your friend. Come to my table, yeah. Rest in my garden. You will have a pardon, y'all. I said, you will have a pardon, yeah. Oh, take me to the alley. Take me to the alley. I want to go on down to the afflicted ones. Take me, take me, take me, take me. Take me. I want to go. I want to go out to the alley.
We missed you, Carol. Really glad to have you back. So, our esteemed guest today is Reverend Vicki Elder. She serves as a senior minister at Unity of Monterey, where she's been for 26 years. They are blessed to have you down in Monterey. So Vicki is a leader of leaders. She is a regional consultant and representative for the West Central region here in our Unity environs. And she has become recently a Unity Worldwide Ministries consultant. So for the whole movement, for us, she's been a consultant to our board of trustees, brought us lots of wisdom around topics like shadow work and prosperity, and a couple of years of orienting our board. So we've gotten to know you pretty well. And to know you is to love you. So Vicki will be our go-to gal when I am on sabbatical over the next few months. I'll be here next Sunday, and then I'm off. And so she'll be our person to call if there's anything that comes up unexpected, or we just need an ear. Our board of trustees or staff need someone to talk through something with. Here she is. So we thought it would be nice to get to know her a little bit together as a congregation, and then she'll be with us at the community gathering this afternoon, leading our attraction circle. So we're going to have a conversation here on love and leadership and purpose and wherever else we go, right? And we'll try not to go too long, but we'll see how it rolls. This actually is a theme too for us here at Unity of Walnut Creek this year. Sometimes we like to have a theme for the year, and this year's is developing leadership. So it feels like a timely kickoff to that theme. So all that to say, Vicki, what is leadership? Let's start there. Tell us what you think leadership is.
Well, my most recent understanding of leadership comes from an organization that our church is part of that's called COPA. It's a community organizing group, and it's made up of 28 different institutions, including churches and synagogues and nonprofits and schools and labor unions, et cetera. And what I've learned there is that leadership is actually in all of us, and it's the capacity to invite, engage, enroll others to join you in doing something meaningful. And it doesn't even have to be about other people. It can also be about us developing that higher self in us that leads us into our higher good or our higher purpose and service.
I like the expansive definition that you've given us because, so I think a lot of times when people hear leader, they think, oh, you have to be in some kind of specific formal role, managing a department of people or something, that's kind of, or that you need to be a governing leader or something. And so it reminds me that, the expression that we use, I'm leading my life, right? You're a leader if you've got a life, right? If you're here embodied on earth right now, you are automatically a leader because you are choosing all the time how you're going to lead that life, how you're going to show up in your family, how you're going to show up in all your relationships, how, all of that is an opportunity for leadership. So I like how expansive that is. And what about, is there a distinction between spiritual leadership and leadership for you?
Well, as we were sharing and talking about before, I think that leadership in our culture is evolving. And whether it's called conscious leadership or servant leadership, we're getting this idea that whether it's in a profit-making company or a church, that effective leadership is really about bringing us all together and developing leadership in one another and becoming all that we can become. And so I look at leadership as my responsibility of doing my healing work, of becoming more emotionally and spiritually mature, inviting others, that we should all be doing that, because the more healed and the more mature we become, the more we become natural leaders in the world by our example, as well as by the behaviors that we're inspired to because of that growth that we're experiencing. So while a company may have a different goal, they want to make a profit or something, where a church, we want to grow spiritually. So the tools we use may differ, but I think the leadership principles are basically the same.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm going to adjust a little bit because I feel like I have my back to you all.
I keep trying to.
I know.
Include everyone.
Make sure we've got the full swing here. And thanks to those who are online, by the way. We're happy that you're joining us today. So we have a lot of questions, so I'm just kind of wanting to zero in on a few. What would you say to somebody, because I know folks like this, and I have been one of these people, and can show up in this way all the time, of you kind of feel like you're being called or nudged, or you're curious, you sort of want to step into a leadership role, but then you shy away from it. There's a hesitation there. There's perhaps some fear or uncertainty or questioning your skills or abilities or whatever it may be, the amount of time you have to give to it. How do you counsel somebody who comes to you with that kind of hesitancy, at the same time maybe wanting to do something?
Well, my style of counseling is largely asking questions, facilitating rather than, and maybe, teaching or some examples may come up, but it's really about helping the individual find their own answers. We all have our own answers, and so it's helping them do that. So coming back to them about what's your passion, what's calling you, what would give meaning to your life, why are you feeling like something's calling you, and as they voice that, because what I've found is oftentimes when things are in my head, they go round and round and round, but if I actually voice it, then it becomes real, and then it becomes a power, and then it calls me even stronger. And so once they voice what that passion is and such, then if there still is something in the way, because I also find sometimes when you discover your passion, the fears kind of fall away, but to invite them to explore, so what is in the way? And if it's time or such, to be real and to say, but what can you do? You don't have to do it all. I love that Jewish proverb that we're all called to serve and to heal the world. We're not expected to finish the work, but we're all called to do the work.
That's a good one. And what you were just speaking to of this sense of passion and purpose really is a really good lead-in to, as a part of Black History Month, we want to feature some really wonderful folks who have contributed to the history of who we are as people, but also contemporary folks who have made that kind of contribution. And one of those is Chadwick Boseman. Some of you might know him. He's an actor, was an actor, and he was the lead in Black Panther, which is what he's best known for. He disappointingly for us, I guess I should say, in 2020 made his transition after he struggled with or worked through colon cancer, but he was truly a leader in a lot of ways. And here he is addressing some college grads. So let's take a look at what he has to say.
Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is and how you need to fight it. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God says in Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Hear me well on this day when you have reached the hilltop and you are deciding on next jobs, next steps, careers, further education. You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. If it's meant for you, God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Press on with pride and press on with purpose and appreciate what God has brought you through.
I'm inspired. Get out there. How about you? Yeah. So that really leads us into love. I think having my sense is of spiritual leadership, that there is this embedded kind of sense of love that, what he doesn't use that word, but that's really what he's, I think, speaking of in broad terms, that sense. What do you just go ahead with any reflections you want on divine purpose or love and leadership? Yeah, what's present?
Yeah, I really resonated with his, that idea that, if we get clear about our purpose, what ours to do, the vehicles will just show up. I grew up in a family that was grounded in love. I didn't realize it then because there weren't Unity churches, but it was actually with Unity teachings. My great-grandmother and my grandmother and my mom all, were New Thought students, though it was never presented to me that way until I called my mom and said, I found a church and it's Unity. And she said, well, don't you remember the daily word? And don't you remember the prayers I taught you and such? And so we attended a congregational church, so it hadn't sunk in quite that way. But both my parents were models of service in the world. I mean, my dad was a meat cutter and my mom was a homemaker and a seamstress, but they were also scout leaders and 4-H leaders and belonged to service clubs. And we were taught to leave the world a better place than we found it, from leaving a public bathroom at a gas station cleaner than we found it, to a campsite. We always went around and cleaned up to make it cleaner than it was when we got there. And so it was just instilled in me that was, my purpose was to help make the world a better place. And I was a child of the 60s, and so that also, there was a lot of, we need to make the world a better place for everyone. I love Unity's thing of a world that works for all, that idea. And so I worked in various jobs, some local service jobs, and I worked for the state for 15 years and federal government for a period of time there. And my late husband, Rory, and I, who became ministers together, at the state level, finally realized that, the state doesn't lead. We went to work for the state thinking we could change things, and we found out that that's not where change happens. And so, as we've also found unity during that time period and such, and so more and more we were hearing this calling that if we want to change the world, we need to change consciousness. And so that's what called us out of state government into ministry. And so that purpose of serving, and I agree that it is love. It's always love. And I remember reading a book that talked about God being all-powerful, but that power was power under, not power over. Mm-hmm. And when you think about that, power under is love. That's what transforms, that's what heals, that's what inspires. And so in Unity, we don't believe in a God that's out there, that intervenes, that has power over us, but rather a God that lives within us and lifts us up and calls us higher. And so I try and hold that in my idea of leadership, is that we need to be a power under, not a power over whoever we're working with. And in that way, become a team and practice our oneness so that we're all in this together, basically.
Yeah, power under is really back to the beginning theme, right? Leaders develop leaders. And we're all leaders. So that means we're constantly developing ourselves and developing each other by that principle of love, that foundation of love. Yeah. I love what you said. I really made a thing out of it at 9:30 because I was like, whoa, I'm leaving with this gem of wisdom. But you said it really pithy at 9:30. You realize that government follows, it doesn't lead. And I don't know why, all of a sudden that just flipped a switch for me. I don't know if it does for anybody else here, but maybe it seems like a no-brainer to a lot of you. But
It took me 15 years.
yeah, it took you 15 years, so I'm thinking maybe not, But to recognize that's not where, it's not that governing doesn't have a role. It's not that it's not important, but so often we think that's where it comes from. Right? Because we've got this sort of top-down, trickle-down kind of mentality, and the world's shifting. It's like, it's so good. It's so good. Do you feel it? And it's coming, it's rumbling up from that power under, and it's rumbling up through us and as us. And so I just love how interesting it is that all the, as a former minister of mine, Mike Matoyne, used to say, I had 87 unrelated jobs until I came into ministry. And it's like, you don't necessarily think they're related, but here you are, pulling from an experience in government that I'm sure was very powerful and effective in its own ways, and frustrating and bureaucratic and all that stuff as well. But to remember that all of us, no matter where we are, no matter where we go, whether we're driving down the street or we're in the grocery store or we're talking to our grandkids or kids or parents, that there's an opportunity to lead, to be a leader, to be somebody who's tapped into that power underneath it all. It's good stuff.
Well, and we know Unity teaches us it's all about consciousness. So, just being in regular practice of meditation, we know we're changing the world. We know our consciousness. So that's leadership. The more we can develop ourselves, I think love is about wholeness. The more we become whole, the more we become expressions of God, right? So that becomes a way to lead.
I want to bring one other thing in that it's a line from the Tao Te Ching that was translated by Stephen Mitchell. It's from verse 63 for you Tao Te Chingers out there, Tyler. Paul's in here somewhere. And this is the way he translates it anyway. It says, when the master runs into a difficulty, she stops and gives herself to it. And then in the notes, he puts a finer point on it, and I love this metaphor. He says, a difficulty is like a letter, like a personal letter we would get with our address on it, addressed to us. And that just really grabbed me, and it made me think about your work as a consultant in particular, because a lot of times, when Vicki gets a call from the region or worldwide, a ministry, it's like, Vicki, we've got a problem here, right? There's a conflict, there's a challenge. So you're trained to work with people in our most challenging times, in our conflictual times. So does this idea of like addressing the problem, like as it arrives, like, ooh, goody, I got a letter. Or maybe not goody, but I got a letter. Does that land for you at all in your work as a consultant?
Well, even before that, I think about 5 years into ministry, I heard a religious science minister talk about his spiritual journey and how he'd gone from manifestation, because as we all sort of come in to new thought lots of times with this idea we can manifest our lives, right? And if we vision what we want and all of that. And he talked about that he'd done that for years, and it's powerful to learn the power of, mind action and all of that, but that he is now shifted into surrender. And that changed my ministry, my life, and everything at that point, because what I took from that was stepping into ministry, had given my life to God, right? I wanted to be present for God. So that just like we say when you're going to go to ministerial school, as soon as you make the decision, everything that happens from you from now on is part of the curriculum for ministry. Well, so too, once you're there, any part of life, everything that shows up in your life, my life, is a lesson. It's there to help me become more of who I really am. And so even when it's gotten me through losing my dad, losing my partner, that was major. It was this question. It's not that you don't grieve, it's not that you don't feel the pain, but it's what's here to teach me? What's the lesson I'm being given an opportunity to become more of who I'm supposed to be? My vision had been doing partnership ministry, and here I was now. We did that for 8 years, and then it was me. And I had to step into that. And so when you look at each situation as, oh, and maybe cry, yell, stamp your foot first, and then go, oh, this is a lesson. What can I learn from this? And it's never failed to take me through, because you stop focusing on the issue and you start looking at how can I grow here. And so I go into ministries with that same thing. That's an orientation. So all this that's going on is your ministry's call to come higher. So what are the lessons here for you to learn? Where can you go from this? How can you learn to forgive more, or to take a stronger stand, or whatever the issues are bringing up, but helping them see that everything's for our highest good. That's what we mean when we say God is good all the time. It doesn't show up in rainbows and butterflies all the time, but it's always for our good. Always can call us higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it reminds me of last weekend, Vicki was with our board of trustees, and she brought us some shadow worksheet, and that idea that you look and see what's here, what's present, and you talked about spiritual bypass, which is kind of what this points to in a way. It's like, I got the letter, right? I have the experience happening right now in my life. I'm not going to try to curtail it. Spiritual bypass is kind of like affirm it away, or, let's keep it positive. Let's not deal with it, the big elephant that's in the room. And so this is a way of saying, oh, but this is even though it may be difficult, or it may be painful, or it may be hard to speak the truth in this scenario, that's what's arrived at my door.
Right.
And for a reason, and to see it, to meet it, and to see the blessing that unfolds from there. Yeah.
Do you remember the prosperity teaching? I'm not sure which one it was, but there's a part in it that they suggest that whatever's coming into your life, you put your hand on your hip and say, I demand to see the blessing in this.
It's a good stance. Yeah, you got to do it like that, right?
Have attitude.
That's the only way. That's the only way. Well, I know that we could talk forever here, and I have tons of other questions I'd like to ask, but I'm aware that we have music to hear and prayers to be said, and much more to experience today. So just thank you for your time with us, to share with us a little about love and leadership. Yeah. And as always, we have an affirmation to share together, so I invite you to say this with me. It's an easy one to remember. Let's say this together. I lead my life with love, and so it is.
and I get the comment after the message today. We are so looking forward, and I speak for everyone in the room, to the sabbatical curriculum that we're about to embark upon. This is great. We haven't had this for years. It's an extra credit course. It's going to be fun.
Our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal prayer support. If you're a prayer chaplain, would you mind standing? Prayer chaplains wear, thank you, a lavender stole. I'll look at you.
Whether you have a joy or a concern on your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. Woohoo! Yes. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
For your convenience, there are a variety of ways to financially support this community shown on the screen in front of you. For those of you watching online, there's a donate button on the Watch Live page. And we encourage everyone to avoid fees that the apps charge by setting up automatic giving with your bank. It's free.
I invite you to take your tithe or your offering in your hands and repeat our affirmation with me. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful. And as I said first service, this is one of my favorite songs.
One of my favorite people.
Before I start my song, I want to affirm and support joining your choir. When I was slightly less than 100 years old, I was Spirit put me in a position where I was sick and they didn't quite know what it was, but one of the symptoms was hypertension, and this went on for like almost a year. So I was able to retire early, and I went to church the next couple of weeks, and they had been saying this in Spiritual Life Center for years, but I heard it for the first time, and somebody said, join the choir, come Saturday. And I said, they must be talking to me, because I had absolutely nothing to do, because now I'm retired, right? I'm like, boom, it went from here to there. I joined the choir, and I told the lady, I can't sing, and she looked at me like, whoa, what are you doing here? But she was, accepting me. She's like, cool. Y'all ain't paid me nothing to say nothing, but I'm saying it because I got the mic, okay? Anyway, I started singing, but I sat way in the back row, and I started singing, and it just came up through me, and I became the vessel. And the vibration on those steps healed me. I went several months. They asked me to sing a solo, and I started singing a solo, right? And I'm like, I'm fooling these people. I can't sing no solo, but I'm going to sing the solo. I got pretty good at this one song. They kept having me sing it over and over again. I'm like, okay. I was laughing. I was like, they the people who think I could sing. Okay. So I threw all the tapes in the back of the seat in the car, and when I was driving home one day, I threw one in just to hear it, and it wasn't my voice. I didn't recognize it. It was God speaking through me. I was a vessel. And my blood pressure went boom, just like that. And the doctor still to this day, that's 20 years ago, can't figure out what happened. It was the healing of the music within my soul. I actually, 10 years later, had breast cancer, and I was able to sit in the chamber for my treatment and listen to my own CDs and heal my own body with All Is Well and Everything's Gonna Be. I sang several things for the CDs that I recorded, And I just sat there and let the wave run over me. Y'all need to start singing. Y'all need to get in this choir. Y'all need to sing in the shower. Y'all need to do all that. Because it's just bigger than singing. It is the voice of the Spirit speaking through you. But I'm gonna be quiet now because y'all ain't asked for all this. Y'all gonna put me out of here, really. But anyway, I just felt compelled to tell you that. I'm gonna speak in tongues now. Blue skies smiling at me, and nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, and nothing but bluebirds all day long. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right, noticing the days scurrying by when you're all love, my how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, and nothing but blue skies all day long. Oh, skoo-doo-dee-dee-da-dee-da-dee-day, yeah. Skoo-doo-dee-day, ba-doo-dee-da-da-da, yeah. Skoo-doo-dee-da-dee-day. Oh, oh, shoo-doo-dee-da-ba-doo-dee-day, ba-ba-dee-dee-day, shoo-doo-da-dee-da, shoo-doo-dee-da-dee-day. Now listen. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right, noticing the days scurrying by when you're all love, my how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone bye-bye, nothing but blue skies from now on. Skoo-doo-dee-dee-da-dee-da, oh-doo-day, oh-doo-body, oh-doo-dee-day, choo-doo-dee.
We got to have you come to one of our events just to play with you, Carol. Maybe you'll come to our crab feed. We got a ticket for you if you want to come. Ah, what a day, huh? Blessings, blessings all around. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for the opportunity to give. The opportunity to give from the prosperity of our soul. And to know that as we give, we receive, and as we receive, we want to give more, and as we give more, there are more blessings in the world, and we feel blessed by the Spirit from head to toe and beyond. So let's bless it together, knowing that we multiply this financial good and blessings of every kind, healing and health and harmony, whatever's on your heart today. Let's bless it together. I always get stuck for some reason. Together, we give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is. Come on in, kids.
We are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Good morning. Are you on? I think I'm on. Am I on? Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Gus. So we had two groups today. I was with the littles, and Mike was with the Uniteens, which is awesome. Thank you, Mike. So me and the younger kids, we were working on the law of attraction, and we made vision boards. Since it's still kind of the beginning of the year, we're manifesting and putting things out into the universe. Can you guys hold up your vision boards? Open them up. Open them up. Sally, you want to open yours? There's a little bit of everything on there. The foods we want to eat, the places we want to go, the things we want to do. We had a lot of fun with these. And so these are the things that we're manifesting in our life. And so it is, right? I'll pass it over to Mike to share what they were up to.
So we had a nice sized group today. It was pretty awesome. I walked in and there were two, and suddenly we prayed and there were two more. So it's wonderful. Manifestation, right? Yeah. We talked about a very, very time-honored book called The Sneetches. Yeah. So, yes, Dr. Seuss. And so with that, I asked them which ones of them wanted to speak, and one raised her hand immediately, and the others raised their hands and said, no thanks. So I will hand it off to the one who said yes.
We talked about how we shouldn't judge people based on how they look or what they should do at all.
Yeah. And because I am who I am, I'm going to offer one more opportunity to the others if they would like to speak. No? Okay. No, okay. That's it for now. Stay tuned next week.
One other thing before we go, we want to let you know on February 18th, we'll be having our annual Valentine bake sale out on the patio right after the service. So it's all love donations, so come see what treats these kids cook up for you, okay? Mark it on your calendar. We look forward to it. Have a great day.
So let's bless our children and youth and teachers together. Together? Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
We're going to close with Wherever I Am. Please rise in body or rise in spirit. And check your neighbor to see if they have their hand out. You can hold hands. You can also take it in through your heart. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Wherever I
light and the love and the leader on earth right now. So let your light shine, have fun, and spread joy.